I thought I'd do another walking tour of the garden. You have to excuse the weeds and the mess, but if you've seen any of my pictures, you'll kind of know that's a running theme. We'll start in the greenhouse and we'll try and catch it before another shower comes. So in here we've got my chilies. So we've got cherry bombs, Scotch bonnets, AG crystal, cayenne, and then we've got a few little ones kind of growing on. My lemon eucalyptus smell amazing. And then I've got my papalo, which I struggled to get the seeds of. See how it's spelt. And it's meant to be associated with coriander. In my opinion, it tastes nothing like coriander, but it'll be alright in salsas and things like that. And I'm going to see how big it gets. I'll plant it out later on, I think. It's meant to get to about 6 foot tall and not run to seed like coriander, but it doesn't taste anything like it in my opinion. And I've got my fig trees, then my tomatoes around the outside, still pots of stuff to go out as well. I'm just doing these on cords this year like the professional growers do, just wrap them around. It seems to be much easier than tying them all the time to a stake and a bamboo. So then going outside, you might have to just pick it in between the herbs, but between the weeds. Got the herb garden, looking good. Got Sichuan pepper and my blue sausage fruit, which is going really well. I potted these on, so they're getting a bit bigger. Little, lots of those about. And I've got cucumbers ready to eat there. And I've got cucamelons. These I need to tie these up actually. But I've got lots of little ones just starting off, so the girls are going to love those when they come in. And I've got some tomatoes nearly ready. And this is a tomato plant that I have made a crime against nature really, as I've grafted. I don't know if you can see that or not. I've got some better pictures. Grafted 3 stems into one, so see if that makes any difference, just because I can. And yeah, another cucumber ready. I need to put some trellis up here to let them climb up. Got a melon down this end, and just another chili pepper. I'm not bothered with sweet peppers this year because they take up so much room and you don't get that much off them, so I kind of do it every other year. Kind of miss them and then grow them again. And then I've got my garlic, which is looking amazing, although I say amazing, just starting to get rust, as you can see. So just the weather, I think. I don't know what else I can do, so I'm just going to leave it to die off. It hasn't spread to the onions yet, and all the leeks, which it didn't last year. Last year I got it all on my chili plants, not chili, chive plants. This is my elephant garlic, which I had the scrapes off earlier. Absolutely amazing. Anyone who's not tried them, make sure you eat your scrapes off your garlic. I did let one grow big just to see what the flower's like. And as you can see, my cordon apple trees are laden this year, and I managed to keep every single one alive with my in arching. So if you can see there's another stem going into it, which has kept it alive because it was ring barked by the mice last year. Excuse the weeds. And yeah, it survived and it's got fruit on it. So this is sunset, so this will be a nice one. These apples are absolutely gorgeous, and I might leave a few branches long so I can take grafts off it next year to do a few more trees to sell. But I need to prune these back now as well, so and tie them in. They're all looking a bit messy. Hand weed it, of course, but like I said, that's a running theme. So, and then this bed's fallow at the moment, but it's going to be purple sprouting if I ever get around to putting it in. I've got some new potatoes I've been digging up, along with nasturtiums and marigolds, which grow like weeds everywhere in my garden, which is, there's worse weeds to have. And some more potatoes. These ones are blue potatoes, so we'll see what they taste like. And then I've got my koi rabbi, which I put on the blog the other day, which is absolutely beautiful. I couldn't believe how nice it was. Really, really pleased with that. And then here I've got chickpeas. So I've never grown chickpeas before, and I've actually got some. Look, I didn't know that. I'm really pleased. So I'm going to try fresh chickpeas at some point. They should be nice. And alongside I've got some New Zealand yams, and the leaves off these taste amazing. Like sorrel without any of the kind of bitterness that sorrel sometimes have. So I've got these here and in the other garden, so see how they do. And alongside them I've got my sweet corn, which is although transplanted, and I know people don't like transplanting it, but I always do. Grow it in root trainers, and it always does really well. So it's looking really good, that sweet corn. And then in amongst it is squash and, well, winter and summer squash. So I've got courgettes as well. And I've got my onions and shallots. Shallots have done pants this year, to be honest. I've not kept it weed free enough, I don't think. Whereas for the first year ever I've got kind of show worthy onions, so I'm quite pleased with those. I've spaced them a bit further apart and I think that really helped. And I put loads of muck in and lots of wood ash, so I think that all kind of helps a lot. Strawberries, these are pants, they've done nothing, they're all coming up this year. Might have made a bit of a mistake at some point along the line and planted alpine instead of normal, I think is what I've done, because I grew them from seed and I think it's something got mixed up somewhere. And then I've got beetroot, which we've been eating, we've been having the thin-ins, and then we've got parsnips as well, and nasturtiums everywhere, grow like weeds. They fill up the gaps nicely and stop the other weeds. More parsnips, some carrots in there somewhere, I need to plant some more. Then I've got my leeks, which are actually in amongst the weeds, coming on really, really well. I'm really pleased with these. They never look much when you put them in, but they soon catch up. And I've got some beans, which are not doing very well, as you can see. Left them in the pots too long, but these are looking really good. I've never grown these before, and these are asparagus peas. So, meant to eat them young, quite soon after they've formed a little pod. So we'll try those this year, something different. And I've got my heritage broad beans, the red podded, and I've probably got enough to crop a little harvest actually, looking at these. So we'll be having those for tea one night soon, maybe tonight actually. Oh, look forward to those. And these we had last night, which are Monge 2, another heritage variety, and you know what, really, really disappointed with them. They're stringy, tough, the pods weren't that big, and they're just rubbish. So I won't be growing this variety again. I need to find out what they're called. I've written it down somewhere. Absolute pants. And I've got some bulb fennel growing along. The wife doesn't really like it, but I grow it anyway, just because I had a bit of space and a few extra seeds. My nursery, trees. I don't know if I'm nursing trees or weeds, but they're all doing pretty well. The trees I'm really pleased with actually. And I've got raspberries. I've got loads and loads of raspberries, and got red and yellow sorts. The yellow ones are tiny actually, but really nice. You can see those. I've got loads of blueberries on the bush this year. I need to net them actually before the birds take them all. They're doing really well. This bush here, it's like an evergreen blueberry. I've had since, I think I was about 20 when I bought it, so I've had it about 12 years. It's still doing really well. I need to take some cuttings off it. And the other berries are doing good as well. You see my artichokes in the background. And nettles, jostaberries. I've got red currants and black currants down there. And I've got some more stuff in the raised beds, but to be honest with you, the nettles have got so bad I need to have a real good go at them. I've got a long sleeve shirt on at the moment because I've just been pulling nettles. I'm still covered in stings. But yeah, that's the veg garden. Now I was in two minds as to whether to show people this garden as well as my other garden, because this one's not looking as good. I'll be honest, it's had a bit of neglect and I need to get in here and pull some grass up. But some things are looking quite good in here. I've got 3 brilliant looking rows of carrots there, and some beetroot, sowed a little bit later than what's in the garden, but we'll be eating those soon enough. I've had a bit of plastic down there, as you can see. I'm going to put some more carrots in there. That's why there's no weeds in that bit. I need to buy some mulch and membrane. This is the reason I put this garden in really, is for these apple trees. There's 150 or 160 here, and as you can see, they're all doing really well. The grafts have taken. They're doing brilliantly actually. really well. So hopefully these will be ready for planting or for sale this year, I hope. Be nice. And I've got a good crop of potatoes here, which I just put in a bag, 50p. They were selling off cheap for the seed potatoes. Always amazes me because they're still alright to put in any time of year, really, as long as it's not too late. Some more New Zealand yams, just little patches of them. We'll see what they're like. And then I've got tomatoes. Some are doing really well up there, and this row needs a bit more love and attention. And then tomatillos, I've got 4 plants there, which is going to be far too many for us, but I've never grown them before, so we'll see what they're like. See if I can preserve them or make salsa or something. And then I go up here, beans, yay, and artichokes, I think they're called. These ones haven't done so well. I don't know if they're meant to be growing in the greenhouse or not. I've got some in the greenhouse, in the second little greenhouse, and some out here. I've got peas, sugar snap peas. They've not started to flower yet. They'll be nice when they do. And then out here, look at the grass. It's come up so bad. There's the trouble with a fresh ploughed patch and using no sprays. I've got popcorn doing really well, and then I've got lots of squash, lots of grass. But the squashes are doing really well. They've come on leaps and bounds since we've had this bit of rain, so I'm looking forward to seeing what we've got in there. And over here, under these covers, we've got cabbages, or they should be, coming on. So they're just starting to heart up, so I'm pleased with those. And then we've got sprouts over there in that one. And then far against the hedge, there's a gap left. I've got to plant some Swedes in there, and the gap over there by the hedge is some more koi rabbit, which are coming on really well. I just love them, they're absolutely amazing. And I've got some Jerusalem artichoke here coming along, which I planted from seed this year because all my other stuff rotted last year. So I think I need to plant it so I'm a bit better drained, which it is up here, so hopefully it should be alright. Oh, and daylilies. These are all dug out the front garden doing the porch. I didn't want to waste them, so I put them in, and I'll move them back there when I'm done. These are just starting to form their little... Look at the koi rabbit. Anyone who hasn't grown these needs to. They're amazing. Great little vegetable. So anyway, I'm going to go before my neighbour thinks I'm nuts talking to myself. So I can hear him in the tractor over there. But it's all looking pretty good except for the grass.